Let's switch gears here to the Proffer because that's on everyone's mind. So Katie Magbanua, she was arrested in 2016, purported to be the intermediary between the hitmen who killed Dan Markel and the former ex-brother-in-law, Charlie Adelson, who is sitting in a jail in Tallahassee right now, waiting to go on trial for murder. So she's arrested in 2016. She was just convicted in May of 2022 to a life sentence. Why, Jacqueline, to you first, do you think she held out so long before coming forward now, allegedly with information that can implicate some of the Adelson family?
I think right in 2019, she got a mistrial.
Correct.
So she thought she was golden. Why implicate anybody? I'm golden. I'm not going to prison. It's done. And little did she know. I mean, to me, I think she's a moron. Taking a proffer now, maybe they will take off without parole. Who knows? But she's still going to do life. I cannot see them giving her a lot of time off her sentence for now cooperating. If you cooperate, I mean, look at the resources. She has now spent resources for 2 trials, not just one, but 2 trials. So now you're spending all this state resources on trying you again. And now all of a sudden, let me tell you, if I was the prosecutor, I'd be pissed. I wouldn't even work with her. I could imagine them doing a slight proffer, but anything to her is going to be great, right? I mean, she's looking at life without parole. So life with parole is a huge benefit to her now. She has nothing to lose.
And there are a lot of people who watch this show who say, please don't give her a lighter sentence. And there are legal questions arising about if the court can even, would they have to vacate her sentence, essentially resentence her? Can they do that? How much smaller or shorter a sentence could they give her? There are all kinds of legal issues. But what do you think, Jacqueline? What sort of thing would she have to bring to the table to make any dent in her sentencing?
It has to be massive proof. I mean, she can't just go in there and say, oh, by the way, this happened, and oh, Donna gave me money. That's not going to happen. She's got to have solid proof, because I do believe you're innocent until proven guilty in this country, although it doesn't always work out that way. And she's guilty, or she's been proven guilty by her peers. I agree with you. Even if she was to vacate her sentence, she still has to go in front of the same judge to resentence. So why would that same judge now, after the proffer, give her anything different? He doesn't have to. It's his discretion. I would think there'd have to be video, written proof. I can't see her word isn't worth anything. We all know that.
And there's also, as I understand it, in Florida law, there is a requirement. And again, I'm not a lawyer, but there is some sort of requirement for the state to also inform the Markel family about what it all involves. I don't think that they necessarily need to get the Markel's approval for this, but obviously they would have to run it by them. But Ashley, to you too. I mean, she's arrested in 2016. The crime is in 2014. It's now, we're on the doorstep of 2023. Why in the world do you think Katie Magbanua waited so long after 2 trials and ultimately a life sentence? Why wait so long to now say you have something and come forward?
Yeah, I think when someone is faced with the possibility of being in prison for the rest of their life, they will do anything that they can to try to change that outcome. But I definitely echo everything Jackie is saying about, if you're going to go through this whole process, like, you need to have something good. Otherwise, you're just going to piss the court off. And if you waste their time, it's going to end up to be even worse for you in the long run. There's definitely a big difference in looking at life in prison without parole than life in prison with parole. So I would just echo everything that Jackie was saying.
And I like too that the prosecutor, that they want something on this case. It would not surprise me. Again, I'm not a lawyer either, but it would not surprise me if they were continually going into her and saying, hey, look, you give us something, and maybe we'll take without parole off the table. It doesn't mean they're going to. I also can't even imagine what they could do for her. And then talk about they'd have to relocate these other women to different prisons. How many women's prisons are there in Florida? They can't be in the same prison. what would that look like?